I'm Chris.
This is Will.
I'm Patrick.
I screwed it up.
You messed it.
I messed it up.
He was gonna. And we're guys with their shit. He was gonna go. This is Patrick. So then you had to go, and I'm Will.
I'm so used to saying this is, or hearing this is Will.
I know. So you said this is, and you said Will automatically.
Automatically.
We almost had him.
We did.
But he was quick.
He was.
Yep.
But you didn't say guys with issues.
No, I didn't. The last guy is supposed to say it, aren't they?
Yeah, I was
just
hoping
so used
you
to you.
would. I was hoping you'd say it. Dang it. Oh.
Dang it.
So we got him a little.
We did.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
Patrick and I planned that on our lunch today.
We did. So
It takes both of us trying to get you. Yes. Oh, this is, can we peek behind the curtain? We have to do a meta moment. A meta moment brought to you. I hate to admit this, but I'm going to on air. You ready?
Yes.
Do it.
So, for all of you who listened to last week's issue, the beginning's not real.
Oh, that's
It's
what
a
you're
lie.
doing. Okay.
So, it actually messed up. So, a bunch of stuff was chopped. We lost some of the banter in the beginning. Hopefully, most of you didn't think anything of it. Some of you might have gone like, that sounded like an intro from a couple weeks ago. And we missed the beginning of Patrick's explanation to his Water Lantern Festival. But I cheated it enough. I think people probably didn't notice. So if you noticed, good on you. And if you didn't notice, good on me. But we did accidentally cut out the Chris remove his gum part. So here you go.
Oh, wow.
I was going to ask you before we started, but I'm like, we might as well keep it on air.
Might as well keep it going.
Get it out.
Wow.
Chris ripping his gums out.
Hey, I'm just setting it up for the Patreon, okay? Mm-hmm. The gum removal level.
We'll have gum
We
removal.
talked. I think that got cut. I think our whole thing joking about the Patreon levels
Probably.
got cut too because
that
we
would make
had
sense,
that.
too.
Oh, dang it!
Oh, dang it.
Ew, damn it! What were you saying, Will? What levels?
Because we got, the gum removal. We have the throat clearing.
Okay. Yeah. Throat clearing.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
We have Patrick's beard micro scratches.
Darn
That
right
would
we
be-
do.
That would be a good
That's top tier right there.
one. Dude.
Because I'm worth it.
I like that you're like, it's not the beards, it's me.
It's me.
I liked that. That was good.
Yeah.
I like that. You need to talk like that more often.
Darn
you
Skippy.
do it. I support that.
Okay.
I love you.
We will endorse that behavior. Good job.
Yes. Positive reinforcement.
Darn right.
So, did you guys do anything this week? You got any chattery? What about you, Bantaman? You didn't do anything, did you?
I actually
You did, though.
went and saw a play
Yeah.
Ooh.
on Friday night.
Oh, you saw 2 theater productions.
Yeah, but I'm not going to talk about that one until next week.
Oh. Why?
Because then if I don't have anything to talk about next week.
Okay, so how was your play? What was it?
It was Matilda.
The orphan girl?
No,
She
she's
an
not
orphan?
orphaned.
No?
No, she has horrible parents
She has horrible
that
parents.
don't want her to read.
That's right.
Right.
Ugh.
So I've never actually seen that movie, by the way.
Either production.
No.
Mm.
So that was the first. Like, I had heard about it. I was like, yes, Matilda, that rings a bell. But I had no idea.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Did you like the story or the production more, do you think? Like, what did
Probably
you
the
enjoy
story.
The story?
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was a good production, but it was
You enjoyed it as what it was.
a community theater production. So
Was it back at the Round Barn?
no, it was up at the Learner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it was good. They did a great job. I'm not saying they didn't, but
I know.
I'm sure.
You said it was the same group that did your Peter Pan that you
Yep.
went to see?
Mm-hmm. And the person who played Tinkerbell was the main lead, Matilda, in this one. And she
Makes
killed
sense.
it. She killed it.
You had mentioned how good the actor for Hook was
Yes.
in Peter Pan. Was he in this?
I'm not positive if
Because
he
of
was.
makeup and
yeah.
things like that. Yeah, that's understandable. You can't always recognize people.
Yeah, if he was, he would have been the father, but I'm not positive he was.
You're like, if he was. Is it Elkhart Civic Theater that does that at the Lerner?
I think
Do you
so.
know?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I just wondered. I have a friend who's acted with them.
That's fun.
Yeah. I've seen a few productions of theirs. They did years and years ago. They did a really good Beauty and the Beast production.
Yeah. I also don't have any streaming services that stream Matilda.
Because it's on Netflix, I think, right?
No, it's not even there.
It used to be.
The
really,
the musical is there, but not the original movie.
really, it's not on anything.
It's not on anything. I would have to purchase it if I wanted to, and I didn't like it that much.
Nope. And I've seen it enough times to tell you, probably not worth it.
Right.
Somebody listening probably disagrees with me. Because somebody loves it. Somebody like,
does.
whatever, I love the one with Danny DeVito as the dad.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure that happens.
All I think of when you say Matilda is someone took, apparently there's like a scene where all the kids are dancing through like this orphanage or something. And like someone took the music away and replaced it with like heavy metal and it fits. Like the beat and everything.
Was that Matilda or was that Oliver Twist?
I think it was Matilda because she has the red hat.
She does. have a
Right?
red
Okay.
hat.
Sure.
In the movie, I believe.
But like in the movie,
It would've
apparently
been-
It's
there's
a
like,
prep school.
Then it probably would have been
It's
a school.
Is it a school?
not an
It's a
I-
school.
I don't know what
In
the-
Matilda, it's a school. I know. See, on stage and in a musical, if you're only seeing a scene and it's a bunch of children in hallways and classroom kind of settings, it could be an orphanage
could.
or a school.
That's true.
I didn't know what, like, I've never watched it either. So I had no idea if it was like an orphanage, a school. Like, I don't know.
Well, now you know.
I can tell you both don't have children.
But your wife loves Matilda, doesn't she?
Yes, I believe she enjoys it. She is the one that introduced our children to it. She's probably the one that introduced me to it.
It could be.
That's probably true.
I just have this one vague memory of your wife being like, "Oh, I love Matilda."
Probably. I don't know.
I don't have one of those.
A vague memory? Do you have a very sharp memory of it?
I don't have any memory
Distinct.
of your wife saying I love Matilda.
Well, I don't know if I do either. But you saying that makes me, and knowing that she's the one that showed it to Cora,
Yeah.
I know that she is the one that enjoyed that. So,
There you go.
was that your only thing?
That was my only thing.
Wow. But it was a fun time.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Did you go out to eat or anything around the play? Before, after?
I went to the Mexican restaurant here in town before.
Oh, well. Yeah, where we went today.
Yes.
You went yesterday.
Yes,
Because you have to support the best local restaurants.
that is true.
Yep.
I also heard a rumor that somebody's thinking about putting a third Mexican restaurant here.
That is foolish.
I can't fathom. We need something other than Mexican restaurants here.
I think that I don't understand that pattern. Like, it'll be like, oh, there's a Chinese takeout place? Let's put another Chinese takeout. Like,
And now everybody knows where I live.
do you want me to beep it out?
Maybe.
Okay, let me know if
Okay.
you change your mind. Or remind me, because
Right.
I listen back. So I'm reminding myself. Thanks, Christopher.
Thanks, future Chris or past Christopher.
Past Chris has your back, future Chris.
Perfect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's really all I've done.
That's not bad, though.
Technically, that's not true, but that's fine. I'll hear about it next week.
Yeah, because you got to have something.
That's because we're recording so late this week.
Yeah, for all of you who pay attention to when we talk about when we record, and you were like, don't those guys usually do it in the beginning to middle of the week? Today is Friday,
Yep.
so it's the end of the week already.
It's not the latest we've ever recorded
It
something.
is not. That is true.
It is not, because we've definitely drawn like a almost 24-hour line on that one before. But we did it.
We did it.
Yeah. Because we love you, listener. We do it for you. Really, though, we do.
We do.
We do it for you, listener.
And you know who you are.
Yeah. I can practically see Christoph hugging himself. We were.
Though, doesn't he listen to this while he drives? Don't do that.
Yeah. Or at least a one-handed hug.
Pat on the back, man. Just pat yourself on the
Now
back.
I'm picturing Patrick on Christoph's back. It's a pat on the back.
Poor Christoph.
That needs to be a shirt now. Pat on the back.
But what it is
Put it on a shirt.
It's Patrick's face, like a
On
cartoon
your back.
face,
Sure.
on like
Pat
the
on the back.
on like the back shoulder.
And it just says pat on the back and the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. That is
There
a
we
good
go.
one. Yeah, man. What about you, Wilhelm? You got anything?
Not really. I hurt myself earlier this week.
You hurt yourself.
Yeah, I twinged my back a bit. so
What'd you
it's-
do?
I was mowing my yard and I tried to like keep it going and do multiple things at the same time, and it ended in pain and failure.
Oh, no. That's not good at
You're
all.
starting to get older. That's what that means.
Probably.
You're like,
I
I'm
need to
almost
stretch.
30.
I need to stretch a little more.
Oh. By the way, I thought you said mowing me yard.
Mowing my yard.
I was like, he's going pirate on us. Did you hear it too, Patrick? I just had to know
Well,
if it was
we're
just
just
me.
gonna keep
No,
that.
I didn't hear it, but that's hilarious.
I was mowing me yard.
Hi, yes. I was swabbing the deck.
You also said didn't you say that like you hurt yourself last weekend or so you were sore or something? Wasn't that last weekend?
I was helping our friend who lives 2 streets over or 1 street over from Patrick paint.
And you didn't even come over.
No, I actually looked. I don't know if you were home because I think I can see her.
Usually people don't know if I'm home.
That's true. Because you have a garage.
Yes.
Yes, but it was late by the time I left, so I'm like, he's definitely asleep or
Yeah, I heard that you were forced to paint like ceilings and stuff.
Yeah, I
which means
painted-
you were stretched out.
yeah. So I don't know if that could have set me up for
For the mowing.
Failure.
pain.
Pain. Lots of
like-
pain.
Yeah,
I'll fong you. If you know what quote that's from, email us at guys
I do.
at longbox at guyswithissues.com.
Well, it sounds like you have to email us.
I'll phone you.
But yeah, I
Pain.
painted the
Lots of pain.
ceiling in a hallway, a living room. I had to do it twice because it was a weird blue color that was almost like a dark blue, but not like a dark. Almost similar to how your room is painted.
I was waiting for
But
him
like-
to compare it to the room.
Yeah. But like after the first coat, it just kind of looked gray. It's like, well, we got to go back over it to make it white.
Interesting.
Yes. Watching paint dry.
Right.
Wow.
It's more interesting than that, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. And then all the walls in the living room and same hallway. But yeah.
And I don't know why I wouldn't be honest. So
Yep. That's what they call him, Honest Pat.
An honest pat on the back.
put it on a shirt.
Oh, jeez.
Mm-hmm.
So you painted and mowed.
Painted, mowed, hurt myself.
Didn't do
Work.
anything fun with the fam recently?
We're going to.
Oh, for Mother's Day.
Yep. For Mother's Day, we're going to Oaken Alley
Ooh.
tomorrow.
Their traveler right now, if it is the same one they had last weekend, which I'm guessing it will be, is pretty good. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, never mind. It's got cilantro. Will's out.
Well, I might
Ooh,
have to
does
get
it?
it tonight.
I think it's got avocado and like it's really tasty. It was good. Big fan.
There was one time at Oaken Alley, they had a traveler that was like peanut butter, something, and cilantro. Like it had cilantro in it. But for whatever reason, the peanut butter with cilantro, it didn't taste bad.
We have to do a science
Ooh.
experiment now.
Yeah, we do.
Because it's like, is that like a nullifier? Like,
It might be.
What if we discovered that and it changed people's cilantro lives?
So I don't know if I like peanut butter on tacos, though.
But we could just eat peanut butter and cilantro.
No, I know that.
You're like, but what is the situation where we
right.
need this?
Where's the
combination?
situation where you have this combination?
No, yeah, it's probably
yeah.
the same one. It says brioche bun, pico de gallo, avocado lime crema,
It was
chili
good.
lime tortilla strips, cilantro, and rocket.
It sounds right up my alley.
It was good. Your Oaken Alley.
My Oaken alley. That's right.
Right up the Oaken Alley.
Don't you forget it either.
I will do my best. So
Anyway, Chris, what did you do this weekend?
last weekend,
weekend,
I
or
actually did a
last week?
lot. My wife was gone. She had ventured to North Carolina to visit her family. Saturday was free comic book day. And so I attended that with my children. I took canned goods to Chimp's Comics in Warsaw because they do a canned food drive. And if you take in non-perishable food items, you can also get extra comics. So I went through the list of all the available comic books, and I counted up how many I needed for each of us. And I took that many extra items to make sure we could get them all. And we got all of our comics. And then Cora picked out a Teen Titans Go to the Library graphic novel or trade paperback. I got a Batman, like The Adventures of Batman. It's kind of a continuation of the animated series for Theo on top of their free comics. And I bought me some Star Wars comics because it was also May 4th. So
Ooh,
I was Star Wars'd out. After free comic book day, we went to Oaken Alley and we ate well. And after that, we went and watched Star Wars Episode 1, the 25th anniversary release at the movie theater.
Nice.
Got popping popcorn. And I was able to watch my son absolutely fall in love with Star Wars and then play the old Dreamcast and N64 and the PS2, because there are two games, pod racing games on the PS5. I have them downloaded. I have for a long time because the pod racing games are awesome. And that's what my son wanted to play pretty much all weekend after watching Star Wars.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
So,
Got him in.
and then he was playing Star Wars Battlefront a little bit, but that's kind of hard for him. He plays Destiny and some stuff like that, but Battlefront, he was having fun running around or flying spaceships, but he was in a Star Wars mood because he had just watched the movie.
Yeah.
And he lost his mind when I had the pod racing game on, and he goes, and he sees Anakin's pod racer. He goes, "Dad, that is Skywalker's pod racer."
Nice.
And I was like, "It is."
That's amazing.
He's like, "That's Skywalker. He won the race." And so, and even my daughter said it wasn't bad. She's like, "I didn't like it that much," but she's always like, "I hate Star Wars." And so, but she wanted to go to the movies. So she went along anyway. She liked parts of it. She dug the finale, watching Darth Maul and stuff. She enjoyed
Oh, sure.
that.
That's a good finale.
Dude, that's like, I don't care what people dog on about the prequels. Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul with the Duel of the Fates music.
Right.
Dude,
It's great.
you can't touch that.
No,
like,
really
whatever. And so, but then she likes to play VR. And I have Star Wars Tales of the Galaxy's Edge or whatever it's called. I picked it up last weekend. I had played the demo and went, wow, this is really cool because they model all the Star Wars is just there, right? And because it was Star Wars Day or whatever, they had all Star Wars games on sale on PlayStation Network. So I picked it up for like $13. It's normally $40. Picked it up for $13
Bargain
for the
shopping.
via
Nice.
PSVR 2. And she watched me play it a little bit and goes, "Hey Dad, can I play the Star Wars game when you're done?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't mind. Play it on your
Sure.
profile. Don't use my save."
Why
So she's
not?
playing it, and she's like, "I love this." And at one point, she's like, "That's right. I am a Jedi." She's like, "Use the Force." And hearing those words coming out of the girl that's always like, "I hate this." Like,
That's amazing.
I laughed so hard to myself.
That's great.
And I even called her out later. I was like, "Hey, I really liked hearing what you had to say." She's like, "When I got scared, you thought that was funny?" And I said, "No, when you said that you love this and use the Force because it's Star Wars." And she went, "Ha ha, Dad." But yeah, so that was fun. It's fun to see your offspring enjoy something that you enjoyed at their age. That is fun.
I'm going to have to take your word for that.
I
Yeah.
know. Anyway.
Write in if you're a parent. You see your kids enjoying stuff that you also enjoyed at their age.
Yeah.
What is it? Guys with Issues at longbox.com?
It's Longbox.
Or longbox at guyswithissues.com.
Don't email to longbox.com. We don't know what that is.
I wonder if longbox.com is even taken.
I don't know. I don't know. Anyway.
Try it and find out, and then let us know.
Let's see if you get an email back. Patrick's like, don't click on it. He's like, his inner IS
This
manager.
is all bad advice. That's all I'm saying.
He's like, as
All
head of
bad
security at my job. His face was cringing
It was.
at that suggestion.
Please don't.
So they've been tightening up the security at the place I work at,
Yeah.
right? And I was trying to find some CAD models. I was
And
cheating
they
a little
kicked you
bit.
out. They
Yeah,
escorted you
so-
out.
No. Well, I mean, digitally, I guess.
Oh, man.
But like,
I love doing that.
there's a site where you can buy just like regular hardware in bulk, but they also have CAD models of everything that they sell. So I'm
So you
like,
can
I
look
can
at
just go
that
in there.
stuff.
I can just go in and steal this and then just have. I was just looking for like a regular weld nut, right? That you can just put on the end of a threaded
Sure.
screw. And I click on it, and it came up with the like the blocked screen, like the firewall stopped it,
Sure.
and it blocked it for historical facts.
Wow.
And I'm like, I'm on a website that just sells hardware. What about this is historical? I mean, it's hysterical because then I showed it to my IT guy, who's also the HR guy, who's also the accountant. And
Wow.
he's just like, I don't know what's happening here about like, like, I don't know why this is happening.
Do you know what vendor that was that blocked it?
It said Drawbridge. So I think it's,
It's probably Drawbridge.
they got it from,
They're probably like,
I can't remember what the
Drawbridge
company
historical.
is that, I think the company that manages it is called Compass.
Patrick's doing something or other.
Patrick's over there ITing.
Do you think, how could your IT guy not walk in, see that you're being denied historical nuts, and not just yell, like, that's nuts, or like,
I know, right?
Like,
That's
what? There was so many.
I know.
Oh.
But from what I
Cool.
was told by somebody else when I told them this like hysterical event, they're like, yeah, the reason the internet here is so strict is because the owner is Mennonite, and the only way his church allows him to have internet at his home and business is if it blocks everything that's against their church. So like
weld nuts.
So like weld nuts are
Wait.
historical facts. that-
Historical facts
Yeah.
are against his church.
yeah, apparently.
Wow.
Hey, you gotta. If you can't be having people think other things
Yep.
Okay.
historically. You weld nut.
What
Yeah.
about contemporarily?
Ooh, that's even worse usually.
Right?
Anyway, that was my weird,
Weird moment. Weird, wacky weld nuts.
IT moment.
Historical facts with Will.
But yeah.
So we have a special segment, a return of a special segment. Does it yerba mate? Right?
I guess we do.
We had a
Do we?
listener who thought it was hilarious to listen to us try yerba mate. And she spoke with me and said, I think I saw that at the store in like cans. And I said, what? And so she bought some and gave them to us to try on air. And
I'm so
Oh, is that
excited.
what's-
And Patrick, earlier today, said he really hopes that the next time Will comes up with something to introduce on the podcast, it's something that is enjoyable and delicious.
And not green tea.
So here's the fun part that I've discovered.
Ooh,
There's
we all
3
get-
different flavors.
Oh, man.
So I was thinking, do we try each flavor and say which one we like? Or each week for the next 3 weeks, we have the Does It Yerba Mate segment. I kind of like that. I think we try one a week.
Sure.
Where does your votes
Yeah,
lie?
Let's do
I
one a
think we
week.
should spread the misery out,
Right.
so that Patrick has something to like absolutely
So
Thanks, Will.
this
Hey,
is
for the next
organic
almost
yerba
month.
mate by Guayaki. Sure.
Goyakai, Goyaki.
Guayaki.
Who
It's
knows?
Spanish, not Japanese, but because yerba mate is
South American,
South
right?
American, yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Sure,
actually,
but we are in a
I'm just listen.
internationally.
It's about the rainforest according to the side of the can.
That's
so,
fun.
So it's South American.
Now, I have a
wanted to I like yelling weird words with a Japanese accent though. It's
always-
fun.
Did
always better.
she try any of this?
You know, I don't know the answer to that. I'm going to guess no. So, do we want to try Bluephoria,
Oh my.
Revelberry, or Enlightenment?
Okay, so I say Revelberry is the last one, so I can revel finally ending it.
So, do we want mint or blue?
Let's start with blue.
Okay.
I have a feeling the mint is going to be the worst, so we'll start with mid, worst, best. That's
All
what
right,
I'm going to guess it
let's-
is.
let's
It
hope.
says shake gently. I'm gently shaking.
That sounds weird. I don't know. I don't know if I like that or not.
You're like it's right on that edge.
It is.
Okay. Do we have? Do you want to try it first? You know you're gonna like it the least.
Sure, give it to me.
Here,
What the heck? I'll open
the
this
passing of the
sucker up.
can. It's non-carbonated, so it shouldn't spray. Oh, it's a beautiful sound. Oh. Oh, I do love the sound of cans on mics.
Cans on mics.
Oh, Patrick took his sip. He's really.
You know what? I
thinking-
actually drink that.
Whoa.
Maybe we started with top tier.
Did we start with the top tier? I bet it's super sweet, though.
It's
Oh,
really
it smells good.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all.
It doesn't smell like a rabbit cage.
It does not.
It smells like a rabbit cage after they frolicked in blue raspberry.
Oh, good man. He tried it twice.
You can get the green tea vibe in it,
You can
and you can actually get a little bit of that yerba mate.
a little bit,
That
but it's not bad.
no, it isn't like drinking the straight
No,
yerba mate.
not at all.
No,
Will is
Sorry.
currently
I was looking
studiously
at-
studying the can.
he was.
40% your daily value of sugar.
It also has a lot
That
of
makes
caffeine.
sense.
Yeah.
You can taste the like energy drink caffeine vibe to
Yeah.
it too, and it does have a caffeine warning on the top. I noticed. Oh, Will's got his squinty eyes. He's taking another drink. He's trying. He's
Finish it
thinking,
off, Will. Just finish it off.
No, I want another drink.
Oh, okay.
I can see what you can get that
Do not.
yerba mate-e-ness, but it also has the
Towards the
blueberry.
end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's not bad.
It is not bad.
No, it's not bad. I would drink that again.
I
I'm
would,
not-
I would
I-
drink it if somebody gave it to me.
Yeah,
I
let
don't
me
know
s-
if I would.
I would not buy it.
That's
No.
what it.
Too
Will's
much
like,
sugar,
It even
too
has-
much caffeine. I wouldn't.
Well, you just described my persona
I know. That's why we get along so well.
because I'm free and I'm all sugar and caffeine.
Right.
You want more of this?
No, you can finish it. I took quite a big mouthful.
And I'm just bitter.
And I'm just bitter.
So
That's
we
why
mix
I like
really
you, because
well.
that's what I like.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Will's zany.
Nothing goes better than caffeine and whiskey, right?
Darn right.
That sounds like a country song. Nothing goes caffeine and whiskey.
We need to get a fiddle up in here.
Or a violin. Oh, I killed Chris. I'm sorry.
No, I killed Chris.
We killed Chris?
Yeah, sure.
We could.
Oh, I tried so hard not to spit my water out. I had to tip my head back.
Yeah, I did.
And we can confirm they are the same.
They are the same thing. It is confirmed.
But
Anyway.
caffeine and whiskey.
Yeah,
That'd be a good like coffee shop and bar.
it really would.
Ooh, there we go. We're starting like a coffee shop microbrewery.
I bet there's one
There
somewhere.
has to be.
And they're like, we also roast our own fair trade beans.
Yes, of course they do.
100%.
Porcelain.
I was going to say porcentaje, but then I just stopped. That's real. That is how you say percent in Spanish.
That's fine.
Anyway.
I'm not.
I'm just clarifying.
Patrick's like, I'm not going to contest.
Whatever. Say what you want.
Say what you want, but be careful because it's on air.
Right.
Anyway.
I know what time it is. Email
Yes.
time.
Email time.
Email time.
Here's
Which
the
is-
mail-in.
Oh no! Don't do that.
I can't believe I've never thought about that.
Which is kind of funny. This one is called The Law is on It from Christoph.
The law is on it. Is this our
No.
only email?
No.
We actually have two.
Are they both Christoph?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you want to double Christoph?
Yes, we'll do it.
We'll double Christoph.
Double-
Then he's
Christoph.
expected to have to. Well, technically, yeah, it's fine. We just won't have one next week because one of these would have come from this week's
Right.
issue.
Actually, yeah. I think we should just.
Should we save one?
And save one for next.
Read
Well-
the oldest of the two.
That's
He
that's
is.
what I've
Okay.
got.
Okay. Sorry. You know, we like to plan on the fly.
Right.
We like to include you in the plans.
We want you to be a part of the book club.
The fly usually doesn't make it.
It's pretty fly for a rabbi. Anyway.
Okay. He says, "Hey guys. Okay, so after quite skillfully getting rid of the drug enforcement agency that was after Will, I now have an agent from the Future Crimes Division wanting to talk to me about Chris trying to solicit a drug dealer for Will. What is next? The pun police coming after Patrick? Careful, Patrick. The pun
You'll never
police.
catch me.
He's the Al,
You'll never catch me, Kappa.
the Al Capone of puns.
Pun,
Put it on a shirt.
Wouldn't it just be Pun Capone
Pun
or Al
Capone.
Capone or something?
Something like that.
Al Capone.
I'm Al
Right, it says,
Capone.
Thank you for confirming my longstanding belief that yerba mate is vile. Never tried it before. I am judgy when it comes to food. Ask Patrick.
Yes,
Patrick?
that's very true.
Okay,
And-
confirmed.
And Al Capone is going to be my next D&D character.
Perfect.
He's going to be a joking
We
gangster.
figured it out, yeah.
He says, I loved this section though, so maybe we need to start the next new section. What vile foods can we make Will try twice? Which I am down for. We might,
Will would do it.
we almost did that today here with
We almost did, yeah. We
The
had no
yerba
idea what
mate.
we were getting into.
We still haven't had peanut butter and bologna on air.
Also, it is... No, come on. That's
usually
good.
have it on bread.
No. Thank you, Will.
Yep.
Now, now, to be fair, what made that yerba mate good was 40% your daily intake of sugar.
All right.
Yeah. The other one had no sugar.
Oh, no.
Remember?
Oh, wait, no. I thought you meant another one of those cans have no sugar.
And you're like, I'm out.
I'm like, oh.
Peace.
No, I'd do it, but...
No, we need to have Will try the Twinkie hot dog. Except I like it.
I mean, I need to try that, too.
You haven't tried it?
No, why would I?
Because you love Weird Al.
That doesn't mean I... Look, if my friends jumped off a cliff, it doesn't mean I'd do it, too.
Oh.
Anyway, the email continues. He says, I was shocked to learn that no one picked the Smurfs as least favorite character in Ion. They are so smug and serious, didn't have a care about the mom dying. Their investigation was the greater good. I have read all of Ion, and my biggest take back is that it seems so disjointed. Literally between one page and the next, there is a scene transition with no warning or preamble that made it hard to follow until the big reveal that Kyle wasn't Kyle. Curious to see what the future brings, as I am now reading along with while simultaneously keeping the law off your backs. Yours sincerely, the Shakaboomiest, the Trekkie, the first emailer, the longest emailer, surely now, the most faithful listener, the Trekkie Lorder Supreme, the actual reader of the comics, the more emailer than Logan, right? The holder of the truth about fries, the no longer saddest, the I want to be Patrick too, the long-time listener, first-time emailer every time. Christoph.
He added that?
He did.
Oh, my gosh. Well, Christoph, we'll read your other email next week.
Next week.
And we thank you. We thank you for your participation. We have Lorena providing us with segments.
Yeah.
We have Christoph providing
Man.
us with segments, because without his emails, we wouldn't have an email segment.
And next week,
Well, not necessarily.
Oh, here's a
we
teaser.
just have
Next
we
week.
would have less.
Less of
we
them.
would have less.
Christoph's sign-off gets longer.
It does. Dun, dun,
Is that the title of his
dun.
email?
No.
Oh, I thought that was his subject.
That might be the one of the next title.
Oh, Christoph, you're the one that always complains about the length, too.
And he's
That's what
contributing.
she-
And he's like, I knew that was coming.
No, next week says, shut up and take my money.
Yep.
Every time I hear that, I just think of the Fry
Me
gif.
too.
The
Yeah.
meme of Fry holding the cash out. That is the official, that is that.
It is.
Period.
100%.
But, well, thank
think?
you, Christoph.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed our special segment this week. Sorry, Will enjoyed the food.
Yeah. Though I'm not a picky eater, so good
You're
luck
not.
finding something I will find vile. Maybe that will be the second segment. Be like, Will,
Does it vile?
does it violate Will?
That's a different podcast.
That's for our Patreon After Dark.
Oh, man.
If you'd like to subscribe to the top tier after Patrick's Beard Rubs,
Yeah, that's-
Patreon
yeah.
After Dark, does it violate Will?
I'm also not going to be a part of that.
I'm a good friend. I'll be part of it.
Okay. That's
Thanks, Chris. Thanks.
In case anything goes sideways, somebody has to be present for emergencies.
Gotta have that 911 on standby.
just remember your number 2 rule. That's all I'm asking.
No. No. Yeah, that would be in full effect if I was helping with that.
100%.
Yep. So,
Yep.
Will gets back-to-back segments.
Back to back.
He's
to back.
about to clear a throat.
Yeah.
His own. What?
Thanks for clarifying. Clarifying.
I don't know what's going on anymore.
What was in that yerba mate? Jeez Louise.
It's all that sugar.
I'm sorry. Oh, God.
Oh, hey. This is decreed
Yeah, it's
as
decreed.
the symbol of friendship.
Oh, there you go.
Yerba mate
The symbol of friendship.
by some heretic god that we don't believe in.
What is this podcast this time?
Yep.
Yep,
We made Chris cry, though. So
we did.
Or he made him cry.
2 out of the 3 of us have now cried this week because of similar.
Yes, that's very true. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes, now we're into the synopsis part. Now that
Roomba Will.
Roomba will.
Roomba will.
There was.
In our return to Space Cops, we first see Guy Gardner get recruited into a super secret special division of the Green Lanterns called Corps, I think, right? That's what it was
Yep.
called.
Corpse. Yep.
Guy, along with a butterfly woman lantern and an old member of Corps, are tasked with a dangerous mission to stop and or save the Dominators. Whichever one, we don't know. Next, we see Guy get framed for murdering his fellow lanterns. An unknown enemy has infected Mojo.
Mogo.
Sorry.
Mogo Jojo.
Mogo Jojo. Causing those who visit him to become brainwashed and start killing other lanterns. How will the lanterns deal with this new rising threat? Find out today on Guys with Issues.
Dude, when Kilowog's like, we're going to put him in the ground.
Heck yeah.
Jeez.
I knew
Yeah, and
we
that's
talked-
Patrick's favorite part because he's like, that's right, put him in the ground. My favorite character just said he wants to kill my least favorite character.
I mean,
That's literally what I thought about when I read that. I'm like, oh, Patrick's gonna love this.
So, again, even though we read 6 issues, there were 2 story arcs.
there were.
that seems to be the Green Lantern vibe right now. They're short arcs, setting up a lot of little threads.
Yes. I agree.
So, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Structure
time.
Steve.
That's right. Did you have a favorite scene?
I did. And it wasn't the one you guys are talking about.
Ooh, surprise, surprise.
I didn't think that would be your favorite
He
scene,
came out
but
with
I
that.
knew you would. You probably chuckled at it, right?
I did.
Yeah,
Of course I
that's
did.
what thought.
It was a runner-up. I liked it when Mogo had an asteroid hit him to clear
Inoculate
out
him.
to inoculate him. I was like, that is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Legit.
Yeah,
I wrote that down too.
that was really cool.
The asteroid
That
impact.
was my
That
favorite.
splash scene where it's just
Yep.
like,
Boom.
And it's like a whole page. They're
yeah.
like, here you go. And it looks like there was a new, because it's an asteroid and
Yeah.
it hit a planet.
Yeah, it's huge.
I like that he tanks it as a planet. He's like,
course.
I need to get hit.
He's like, everybody leave. This is gonna explode.
Dude, that was pretty awesome. I agree.
It was.
And I also like the logic behind it, that he's like, that will burn out, like where the concentration of the fungus was.
Yeah.
He's like, no, that'll get rid of it.
Right.
I was like, that works.
It works.
Too bad you can't just go up to your friend and be like, hit me with this bat as hard as you can and my flu's gone. I mean, he's a planet.
He's a planet.
Anatomically, he's very different than us.
Yes.
So, Will, what was your favorite scene?
mine was also a splash page, but it was when Kilowog is standing behind
Oh,
Guy,
yeah.
And he looks scary
That was
as
and he's
awesome.
like, "I'm here to murder."
when they're like, who else came?
Right.
Who else visited Mogo since then? And Guy has this like, oh no, look, and Kilowog is just like,
Right
it's like his
behind him.
eyes are lit.
He's got like red death lasers in
Oh,
his
dude,
eyes.
he looks
And-
so scary.
Guy can just sense death standing behind
He's just
him.
like,
Right.
we are in trouble. And I even like Kilowog was like trash talking them the whole time when they fought them. Because
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like, I trained you guys. You think you guys can beat me? And they're like all trying to like hold him back and stuff. It was pretty fun. I thought that was cool.
yeah.
My favorite scene was like a single panel. So I like that it's like these big splash pages. Mine's like a panel, and it's when Isma and Bath show up with Guy at the Lantern House, at the Sector House.
Yeah.
And Guy's like, dude, they're dead. We need to find out who it was. And they're like, who was it? And they're like, it was Guy. And they look at each other. Isma and Bath look at each other like, oh no. Like, crap.
Right.
And I laughed out loud because you're just like, they're like, oh, this is not good.
Right.
So that was my favorite scene, that one part. Patrick, did you have any others? You have any others you wrote down that you enjoyed or that you remembered?
I mean, so many.
Really?
Oh yeah. Every time Guy was getting beat up or injured was just wonderful.
Which was a lot.
It was
It was.
so much.
So did you like? So we were talking about the murder scene, the murder mystery, and the Kilowog thing. But so you really liked it when he got all cocky and he tried to take on that shapeshifter.
Oh, yeah.
And he went into like bug form and like just knocked him out by being a bug out of his
it was
nose.
Great. And wasn't it like a centipede or something out of his
Yeah,
neck?
something. It was.
Yeah.
It was like, oh yeah.
For like
haha.
a split second, I thought it was like,
Because he
Because
turned
in
into
the-
a bacteria or something. to
Yeah.
get
yeah, I
in
thought it
and-
was that one yellow lantern that the
Oh.
woman was talking about.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, did he actually go over to the dark side? Is that who that is?
Oh.
You know, talking about the dark side, isn't that the same thing the internet was saying Ant-Man should have done to Thanos?
Just shrink down and like bust out of him.
Right.
Probably.
Yeah.
Dude, there's so the amount of times that people have either said Ant-Man doing something like that or Doctor Strange just like portaling his arm off. Come on.
I know.
Like it's like that's the problem with superpowers, right? It goes back to that Stan Lee thing. Whoever is the strongest is who the writer
Who the
needs
writer
to
needs
be
to
in
be.
that
Right.
story.
Exactly. Anyway,
That is funny though. But
And I also enjoyed the part where Natu was It was Natu, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I combine her first and last name.
Yeah, you did that last time.
Yeah.
You're good. It's
And
not too.
she's like healing all the homeless and like
Yeah.
despots on her home planet. And like the cops show up and they're trying to stop her, but then Kilowog shows up and he just wants to murder everybody.
Yeah. I
felt like that was really good for her, as like she's not giving up, even though like she burned all her stuff.
Yeah.
And
She
it's
keeps
like,
going back to her planet.
I'm done with
Trying
you.
to help.
yeah, like low key.
She's done, and then she's like, well, I'm not done. And then something happens, she leaves, she's like, oh, I'm done. And then she's like, no, I got to go back.
Right.
Yeah, because in the end of the day, she wants to help her people.
Yeah.
Period. She just does.
Period.
I really like that scene where the lanterns are all talking in the cafeteria, and you get and Salak has just left the Smurfs, like when they're telling him
yeah,
about
yeah.
like what's happening, and he can't tell anybody.
The prophecy.
Yeah, the prophecy stuff. And I really liked when it showed him walking by and they were like, oh, it's all stick in the mud. We could ask him, but he's not going to say anything.
Right.
And I thought it was a really good representation of the fact that he is separated because of his job as the protocol lantern. He has to be like the hall monitor kind of guy. But like, it's a huge burden to him. It isn't like he's not cocky about it, or like he doesn't look at it as like being better than others, because that's how, you get that vibe that's probably how Guy looks at him, or like Hal.
Right.
I feel
where
like
they think that he's kind of like thinks that he's better than them in a way.
I think that's the mask he wears whenever he has to be,
Yes.
because then in that panel you see like he's walking away, he can hear him,
Yes.
and he's got this very like dark, somber
Yeah.
look to him.
Yeah. I really liked that. Because it just showed that his character is very layered.
Yes.
It made you,
Like an onion.
yep, or a parfait.
Or a cake.
And so I liked that. And then I also like that you got some insight into Guy's background. I like the thing with his dad on Mogo, how his dad was like a raging drunk, abusive father. And that shows why he's tough and acts the way he does. Like, Guy's chosen to be a good guy. He's not a bad guy, but he's an a-hole. But it's because he had to be growing up, because he had to get through having a dad that drank and beat him.
Were you saying that as a pun, or he chose to be a good guy and a bad guy? Or not a bad guy?
No.
Okay. Well, that's how I took it, so.
Well, I'm sure you did. But I liked that. I like that it gave you background as to why he is the way he is. I can appreciate that a lot. You guys have any other scenes?
So when Natu went to her partner's planet and tried to save her father.
Oh, the princess?
Yes. And she started yelling at Natu, "You couldn't save my dad, da, 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 da." Man, the way she just lit into her was amazing. She's like, "Look, I'm the best doctor in the sector, maybe even the galaxy. If I couldn't save him, nobody can." And then she was just like, "I'm out of here. I got stuff to do," and left.
Yep. I also like following that where Kilowog sets them both straight.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
where he's
that was
like,
before.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
where
it was
he's
before that.
Where
that
he,
was also a good scene. Yeah.
Yeah, where he makes, because they're bickering then too.
Right.
And so, yeah, they have a lot of good dynamic between them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was good.
I feel like it's one of those where they're too much alike.
Oh, yeah, I think so. I think that deep down, they're a lot alike. Like, they're different personas, but they are very similar people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
What about you? Got some others?
I think that was it for me.
Did we hit them all?
I think we hit them all.
I think so.
Nothing stood out with the Butterfly Girl story arc for you guys? Not really? No?
We'll come to that later.
I liked when he faked being Darkseid.
Yeah, that was
Like,
good.
for a second, I was like, wow, Darkseid just showed up because he was, like, cocky about being like, I'm stronger than
You see,
Darkseid.
for a split second there, I thought that this was overlapping with something that was going on in like the Justice League comics.
Because Darkseid showed up?
Yeah, I'm like, maybe there was one where he temporarily had like semi-control of Earth, and then that guy shows up, and so like if you're reading a lot of comics, you'd understand.
They didn't have
at the
anything
time.
like that.
See, I didn't know. And then all of a
I know.
sudden,
I'm just letting you know.
oh,
Okay?
thanks, bro.
Thanks, bro.
Thanks,
So-
bro, for nothing.
Thanks, bro.
So, you said
Yeah,
so.
and then it turns out that Darkseid was Draggle, Dougal, whatever.
Doogie.
One
I don't know.
Hauser.
Was the D man. He was the man.
He was the man.
I also like that they did a good job of him like killing the other dude and infiltrating,
Right.
being his own guy. Like that story arc did work well as like showing how their Black Ops side kind of functions. I thought that was
Yeah.
interesting, and that it felt like he totally set Guy up to be the fall guy.
Ah,
I love it.
good guy, bad guy,
So,
fall
favorite
guy.
character?
My favorite character.
Yeah, favorite character.
Bzzt.
I wondered if you would pick him.
Heck yeah.
You've been waiting for him to show
I
up.
have been. And by the way, his ring is on his leg, not
Yes.
not on his body, like you said.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. I thought it might have been on
He has a ring like
his emblems on his butt, I think.
well, he has a ring
Right.
like thing on his thorax. That,
Okay.
It looks like a ring, but it's not. His actual ring is on his
Cool.
little arm.
I couldn't remember.
I paid attention to that. And I was like, I'm going to correct Chris.
That's fine. I hadn't read it in like a decade.
It's okay.
Will, favorite character?
I also said Bizzed,
Yes.
just because, you know,
Bzzzt.
he had a lot of good lines too. He's like, I might be the smallest, but my will is just as big as yours.
Yeah.
He used
And-
my name. But at
Sure.
the same time, I guess you can.
Well,
you can-
at the same time, what?
Oh no, I was gonna say like my next.
Say it.
My
Oh, your next
favorite.
person. I wasn't sure who to pick, and he was one of the ones on my list too. So we can all
wow.
three have the same. We'll
Wow.
we'll vibe.
Wow.
Yeah, the smallest lantern.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah, he was, and then he's like, "I'll keep an eye on my partner. You can go." When Natu's like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
and stuff. Yeah. So who was another one that you wanted to point out?
Kilowog.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, always. He's always on my list.
yeah, as one of your favorites.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel. Same thing with Natu.
Right. Same.
She's always
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
I liked Ismat and Vath. I like they had those buddy moments too.
Right.
Like where Vath didn't get his girl this time around because they're like, "Oh, you're a lizard lover? Get out of here!" And
Oh, yeah, at the bar.
he's like, "Sorry, man." He's like, "Man, no big deal." I just like it because they started as enemies,
Right.
and they are becoming like
Yeah.
best buds.
Yeah, that's really
I
good.
love it. I love their story arc. So, any other characters we need to shout out? We good?
Nope.
Good in the hood? Yeah.
Yeah.
Least favorite scene. Here it comes.
Let me look.
Every page, the guy was cocky.
Yes.
Like
I'm
3/4 of
going to
the
be
whole
honest. Like
story.
it was just the whole Dominators thing. I did not like that.
That alien race.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Anything they were in.
Pat and I are kind of vibing because I just wrote the corpse arc.
Yeah, it's the same. I didn't. It was the whole like literally the corpse lanterns.
Yeah,
They just go and kill everybody. They don't take them in. They don't nothing.
Yeah, they're like the Wetworks team.
Right. I
Yeah,
get that.
which is
but-
like a stark contradiction because they say, "Oh, lanterns aren't allowed to kill."
right.
So like they just don't give them a ring. They just put it inside of this disc.
What the
just-
heck?
It just feels like a weird loophole.
Do you
It's
guys
like-
not watch or read a lot of Black Ops fiction?
No. And I have another
Because
question.
the world governments have groups like that as well.
No,
Yeah.
they do.
that
Very
are
much
that
so.
are definitely not their soldiers that are their soldiers.
No, you're not wrong. But it just goes against the core principles of most of the Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah, and that's why Guy couldn't be in it. Because in the end of the day, he believes in the Green Lantern's principles.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I understand all that.
Yeah.
Now, if you have a pill disc thing that you can take and have Green Lantern powers without a ring
For 5 days.
for 5 days,
Yeah.
and then you have to worry about it running out, why don't you bring another one with you?
Because that's your timeline for your mission. If it's over 5 days, you're failed. Boom, dead.
Seems like a high turnover rate.
Might be. Again, that's the way Black Ops missions go. They say we have 12 hours, period.
Just seems a little ridiculous.
If you don't evac in 12 hours, we leave you. Goodbye. We don't know who you are.
This is why I didn't
Sorry.
like it.
I actually read a lot of that kind of
That's
fiction.
fine.
It just vibes with that kind of stuff. I didn't really like it either. It was one of my least favorite things probably of all the story arcs we've read. But that's because that's not why I like Green Lantern.
And then I could tell everybody my runner-up, but you all know what it is already.
Guy stuff.
Just Guy,
Any scene with Guy.
pretty much.
What was your least favorite scene? Oh, that was it. There's that.
Yeah.
My least favorite scene is Kilowog vomiting up the virus spore.
That was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't like that at all because I was like, they're
The
like, okay,
sentient virus
we need to
spore?
do this and do that. And they're like making this big plan. And then he vomits into the air and it goes, for Sinestro.
So it goes from his brain.
No, he just says sin. He doesn't actually finish.
In the next page, he goes, Estro.
Oh, did he?
Yep. Yeah, it's a 2-page thing.
So it went from his brain into his esophagus to die.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like any. It doesn't make really any sense
Right.
with what they talked about. It doesn't make sense that he could just puke it out at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Not to me. I mean, I know that they were working on him, like medically
Right.
and doing stuff. So maybe it was like an induced thing, like she drew it out or something. I don't know.
Sure.
I was just like, that was my least favorite part. I was like, that is just lame. That was so lame compared to like everything building around it.
Right.
And then the asteroid thing made sense. I was like, that was cool. Kilowog's cure? No, that's
No.
lame. Also, Green Man destroying Stell.
Mm-hmm.
That sucked.
Ooh, that got dark. Yeah.
Partner betrayal.
But then you
and
got
then Green Man's like, I killed my partner.
You got
Right.
that does raise an interesting question though, because last week, if I remember right, Patrick was talking about antimatter and having a problem.
They did.
with it.
I was hoping he would talk about this week.
And so they brought up how
We haven't got to there yet, but now we have.
Well, I mean, this is your least favorite scene. Is it not part of that, or was it just going to be something you were going to
It's
talk
just
about?
something I was going to talk about.
About how you talked about
Yeah, that was part of my least favorite scenes. but
matter
yes,
and antimatter when they come in contact annihilate. You
Right.
said that.
they do.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they did.
Well, no, it just interfered. They called it radiation, and it interfered with the ring. I'm like, all right, whatever.
No, I meant when he
No.
touches it and it explodes.
yeah,
Okay,
And they say
that's
it's
fair.
because he's matter and it's antimatter.
Yeah, so what the heck?
So it doesn't make any
it doesn't
sense.
make any sense. None of it makes any sense.
so
I
all
know.
of the
I
yellow
was counting on you bringing that up because I read that and I went, "Oh, this is literally what Patrick talked about."
I
I'm
know.
glad you brought it up, Will.
so like all of the yellow rings are just nukes. They can just run up and
no.
but
they're-
then like
they're
what-
worse than nukes.
because
With that much antimatter, you could destroy an entire planet.
yeah. But then like once they put it on, shouldn't it explode? Because they're
They
made
who?
of matter.
Yes, it should.
It's made of antimatter.
Yes.
So once they leave the antimatter, should they just
Yeah,
I don't think the rings are made of antimatter. They're made in the antimatter universe, but I don't know if they're made of antimatter.
and how,
Because the weapons
Okay.
of Quard are from the antimatter.
but if they had matter in the antimatter universe, it's the same thing.
Yeah, but it's comic books.
I know.
that,
That's why I'm not getting too much into it.
that comic book science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, they might as well just call it the inverse universe. The inverted verse. Because they don't actually, like, that's what made that kind of funny to me is I was like, there's like people from the antimatter universe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So do
And
you think
people go there and hang out. It's a place.
they really shouldn't.
do you think they're made of antimatter?
The people?
Yeah.
They would have to be.
I don't know.
So are the people in the antimatter universe trying to discover matter?
Does it matter?
Like positive manner?
Not really. They obviously know what it is if they're making rings out of it.
Oh, right.
They literally go between them.
Yeah. Which they shouldn't.
One of the scariest bad guys
They would
of all
blow
of
up.
DC, scarier than Endgame Thanos,
Let me rephrase
is
that.
from the antimatter universe.
Well, yeah, it's because he annihilates things.
He does.
Ha!
Is
That's
he called
fair.
the Annihilator?
No, he's called the Anti-Monitor.
The anti-monitor.
Yeah, because
Don't hook it up to your regular computer.
That's just the dock I use. Patrick thinks that's funny because he knows all my problems
That's
at work.
hilarious.
We should name it. My doc's name is the
100%. It's the
Anti-Monitor.
anti-monitor at this point. Yeah.
That's funny.
Get a labeler, write
Right.
it out, stick it on
Oh, I
there.
have a labeler.
I might have an Anti-Monitor thing, like from the comics. I don't know if I have him from a Hero Clicks. I don't remember. I don't think I paid the money for him. Anyway.
So there's something else I wanted to bring up too.
Ooh.
So I'm going to just completely put aside quote unquote perfect evolution. Because that's just a ridiculous concept. Hold on, let me get my notes.
You don't think having ultra brain power is perfect evolution?
That's not what I'm sorry, peak evolution.
Yeah.
Because peak evolution is just being suited for the environment you're in. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And their environment is telepathy.
Okay, that doesn't make any sense. But if you're peak evolution, you should be able to survive without needing modifications. Like taking your eyes away or something, because you're born with eyes, but your brain can't take all of the stimulus.
But
So
he
if
was
it
an
was-
experiment.
If it was peak evolution, like they said it was, they wouldn't either they wouldn't have eyes or they would have a bigger brain. I mean, come on.
This is why when you're a writer, they will tell you, don't say things that people who are passionate about like that subject matter
Passionate.
can
You're darn right.
can like know if you use a term or something, make sure that you use it correctly. It's because of
I was
because
just like,
of things
come
like that.
on. First of all, they're making it sound like this is a wonderful thing. And then
Yeah, but the
it didn't even
Dominator
work.
said it. You're using Earth's definition.
You're right.
I'm just saying.
I've been put in my place.
They've
You're right.
never met Darwin. They made up their own theory of evolution. They're aliens.
They're aliens. I just read that and I'm like, are you kidding me?
That's
Oh, and that brings up another point. Like the butterfly woman lantern
Yeah.
just kind of forgot to destroy that rock.
they said they were going to go back and get it. Like at the
'Cause
end, they went
Yeah, they
back
did.
to get it.
Yeah.
Did they? I
Yes.
thought they're like, oh, we're just going to go back home.
No, they said that they were going to go retrieve it
Well, not soon enough.
No.
because one dude got affected.
He's like, oh, what's that really big shiny thing? Oh.
That's probably the sound he made too.
Yep.
That was very good. But you guys have any other science thing? I'm enjoying this.
No, I don't.
Dang it.
Sorry.
I think that's I think that's it.
Wow. Do you have a least favorite character? Is this one of those if you can't guess it? I just feel like Guy is his Azrael.
No, actually, this time it was the Dominators.
Oh,
Huh.
nice.
Wow.
Guy was just above them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it was the whole peak evolution thing. It's just like, that's so stupid.
You're like, these guys are dumb.
These guys are not peak evolution.
Yeah, so don't peek.
And then they're all like, okay, so
Darn
they're talking about
perverts.
peak evolution. We're getting back into this.
Let's go, Pat.
And then they're like, no, we're not going to evolve ourselves because we're already perfect.
Yeah.
So if you went to evolve yourself and you were perfect, you wouldn't change.
So
Right?
maybe that's their point. Maybe they're like, no, if we change, we're not perfect anymore.
But then their whole peak evolution thing is
Well, that's
ridiculous.
just, but that's just what that one scientist was saying, right? That's what it was.
I think they agreed with him.
Did they?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
That's why they wanted to kill him.
Interesting.
Because that's what you do. You take your smartest person and you're like, yeah, let's get rid of them.
I mean, that
After they
sounds like a
contribute one
fascist
thing.
society. I'm pretty sure that's happened historically.
That was actually kind of an interesting scene when they were talking
And then they stopped.
and then they stopped.
Yeah.
No, he presented his thing like, oh, I've got this rock and it mutates you to be a peak evolution creature or
Right.
whatever. And then they're like, we let him live. But then they all showed like different sins, basically. Because one of them's like, priceless, you know? Like he's greed and like, whatever. I don't know. I thought that was kind of cool.
Interesting. I didn't think about it. They're like high council
Yeah.
being
yeah.
like different flaws. That's interesting.
Anyway. So yeah, the whole Dominator corpse thing was just ridiculous. For multiple reasons.
So, Will, did you have a least favorite character?
I'd have to give mine to, what are their names?
The Children
Oh.
of the White Lobe.
They were really creepy.
Oh, wait.
But,
Wait. You're going to give it to Tanakata Z and Quan.
Yep.
Yeah!
Boom. I had to go back and look up their names because it was ridiculous. But I just did not like those two.
The ones that died at the sector house.
Yeah, they were
They were like,
They were late.
ridiculous.
Dude, I don't care how you feel about Guy.
those guys were just dumb.
But did they
Pushovers.
go to Mogo?
The one did.
Right.
Right.
And the other one was just a pushover.
And the one was just a punk.
Right.
I'm pretty sure those just felt like the type of guys who are like, why do they make us do all the work all the time?
Yeah.
We shouldn't have to listen to him. He's bossing us around, even though Guy is clearly doing a bunch of work as well.
Right.
Dude, I've worked with people like that before. And you go, you're not even that hard of a worker, man. You're just standing there complaining.
That's what they work hard at.
Yeah, they were on my least favorite list. I had two. Those two I count as one.
No, I did that too. I literally had like a slash, like Quan /
Yes.
Kanata.
They're also on my list.
And my
Oh, good.
other one is the Children of the White Lobe. I hate those guys. Those terrorist people.
Whatever.
The ones that look like babies that explode themselves.
Oh yeah, that
I
whole
hate
thing
them.
was
And they
dumb,
always
too.
look weird. They're like weird mutated children
They
that
look
put
like-
bombs inside of themselves. I hate those guys.
When I first
Sure.
saw them, I thought of the like baby doll thing from Toy Story.
Okay,
like
yeah.
the one with the
Yeah.
spider legs.
Yeah. That's like the first thing that
I
came
could see
to
that.
mind.
I can too. Yeah, that's my problem. That's my problem.
Mm-hmm.
They show up in the series sometimes, and I hate them every time. I do not like the Children of the White Lobe. They're one. I think I've said that about some other people that have shown up too. I'm just like, when they show up, I automatically am like, blah.
Black Hand.
Yep, Black Hand.
Black Hands there, yes.
The
And
Guardians.
so-
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
but
the Smurfs.
but to be fair, as much as I find them irritating, they can't. If the White Lobe shows up or the Black Hand, like there's just certain people where I automatically am like, no, I hate those guys.
Are there any other colored villains that you don't like?
White Lobes, Black Hands. Let me just tell you, there's going to be all kinds of colors once we keep moving through this. Did you guys have any other people you didn't like?
I got to throw out the Daggle character, the old member of the corpse, like the original that he
the head
survived.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I just didn't like him.
so the Green Lanterns were pretty much wiped out to the last person, which was Hal, right?
yeah, Kyle. Yeah.
Sorry, Kyle,
Yeah.
and all of the corpse.
Well, didn't he
Members
say
that
that they?
survived.
But they didn't have any way to tap their power after that. Was his
Because
thing.
they had the disc that ran out
He's-
after 5 Earth
He
days.
said after
Sure.
the battery was done, like they were just stuck, and they were like stuck in like a
Deep
hostile
cover.
environment.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, they were alive. Well, clearly there were several people that lived through that, because many of them have shown up.
Right.
The Lost Lanterns all survived ultimately. So not everybody died, but there was no Lantern core. It was only Kyle's ring, because the central power battery was destroyed.
Right.
And Ganthet made a new ring
This is why
using all of the Guardian's energy.
he needed more discs.
Needs them like a sleeve of wafers.
Yes. You would be dumb not to.
Maybe that's their way of controlling it from like falling into the wrong hands. Like once it's in your body and you're using it, right? Because the
that's
one
not
dude
true.
blew it. Yeah, I know. He tore it out
Yeah,
of
he
her,
tore
right?
it out.
And somehow she still
But that
lived.
was because he was at peak evolution. Nobody else was able to detect that before. It was his peak evolution.
Hilarious.
It was his peak evolution that told him
Hilarious.
it was there.
Uh-huh.
It was. It was. That's how he knew. He says that.
I still don't believe it.
This is so silly. Anyway, so out of 5 lanterns, deep cover lanterns. Anyway, out of 5.
5.
Yeah.
3.
3.
Yeah.
Lowest of the low.
I'm giving 3.
Because it was all Guy.
Pretty much.
Yep. I kind of expected that.
Yeah.
I thought this would be your lowest score. What about you?
See, I gave it a 4.
Ooh.
I still liked it
Because it was all Guy?
because it was all Guy.
A 3 doesn't mean you don't like it.
Yeah,
it just
was
means it was
okay.
okay. It just means it was okay. I'd give it a 4. I didn't dislike. There was no part where I was like, I absolutely did not like it.
Yeah, it wasn't hard to read.
Also,
No.
to be honest, I think
We've had some like that.
Yeah.
I think this was the best I've ever seen Guy.
Like how you felt about him.
Yes.
I like how he outsmarted them, shutting the Lantern House protocols on
Yeah.
them. Like instead of fighting them.
Sure. Yeah.
Because he didn't want to fight them.
Right.
Yeah.
I just don't like him as a person.
I know.
Yeah. So 3.
Because it was all Guy.
Definitely
But
would
that-
not recommend.
But that seems to be what the Green Lantern Corps
They have been.
comics are.
It shifts after the next story arc.
Oh, okay,
Thank
okay.
goodness.
Kyle becomes like he and Guy, kind of like that initial one where he and Guy were partnered.
Yeah.
I want to say you get more of that, and you get a lot more of the spin-off characters as well. So there's a lot of the building. So without any major spoilers, we already know minor things that are coming. We've seen that there are other Lantern cores that are going to happen. We've
Yes.
seen Sinestro core. We've seen the Star Sapphires now are going to have rings. And so what happens following this next story arc, this big event we're about to read, is you're going to see a lot of things that tie into the formation of other Lantern cores is what you're going to see.
Cool.
So, yeah, and it is fun. All that stuff. The Hal Jordan books also get involved with that. So it's pretty cool. What's coming up is cool.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm also expecting Daggle, or whatever his name was, to meet up with Hal at some point in time, because there was that little bit of foreshadowing where he like assumes Hal's form.
Yep.
Yep.
And he's like, if I ever meet that guy, I'd love to talk to him.
That's true.
I'm still expecting Guy to somehow remember about the corpse thing at some point as well.
Oh, because his memory was wiped.
Yep.
Which I always chuckle because you presume that they're using that story arc to set up something like what you're saying. That character is going to come into play. Because if they don't, it's completely pointless if your
Right,
memory gets
exactly.
wiped. Like no point whatsoever. So there has to be some spin-off.
Because if Guy doesn't at some point remember, there was no reason for him to be there.
Yep, pretty much.
Yes.
Besides introducing, they didn't want to just have like random characters in the story. They wanted one established.
Sure.
I did kind of like that the butterfly woman and him, like they actually kind of connected, like
Sure.
like legitimately. It wasn't just some dumb thing. Like you felt like she had genuine like compassion and some feelings for him, and it wasn't super easy for her to just be like, well, see you at the end. Like you got this vibe that she kind of was like, well, I'm gonna do my job, but it's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
so the next thing we're gonna read is the event called the Sinestro Core War. Many people consider it the best part of the entire Jeff Johns saga, which, you know, it's coming early. We're still in like the first third, and it hits and it sets a bar. And some people think Blackest Night is better. It kind of goes on your preference. Blackest Night is bigger in a way, but the Sinestro Core War is completely awesome. It's the only absolute I own as well, which is like a big special edition hardcover thing. And that's the next part. It does not read the way we've been reading, where we read some Green Lantern, we read some Green Lantern Core. It kind of bounces back and forth. You have to read an issue of Green Lantern, read an issue of Core for part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. So there's also some tie-in one-shots. If anybody has been following our Green Lantern reading list that is on the DC app, it is all in order in that. So
Cool.
just some planning ahead so everybody can be on the same page. It will take us the next 3 weeks if we do about 6 issues a week. There's 17 or 18 issues to read for the Green Lantern Sinestro Core War. So it will be, we'll break it into bite sizes so we can, instead of doing like we did with Nightfall, you know, we're trying to make it easy each week for people to read along. And we appreciate those of you who have been. So we're going to do piece by piece, and it works out almost perfectly. So does anybody have anything else?
Probably one thing.
I'm Patrick.
This is Will.
And I think I'm Chris. Am I still Chris?
Sure.
Okay. And we're guys with issues?
Sure.
So many issues.
You can catch Guys with Issues wherever you can find your favorite podcasts.
Or check out our website at guyswithissues.com, where you can listen, find reading lists to follow along, and get to know us better.
Send us emails to longbox@guyswithissues.com and tell us your thoughts. Send us suggestions on what we should read next. We would love to hear from our listener.
So, did I eat the mic well enough today?
Most of it.
Sweet.
There's only one time I can imagine the car fist shaking.
Amazing.
Eat that mic.
Eat the
I think
mic.
I went away a few times
You did.
when I was looking over at Chris, and it kind of just pulls away.
Nom, 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 nom.